agitator. At that time, the white communists were not successful getting the black churches to join their causes in Chicago because blacks were religious people. They didn't want any part of this nonsense. So they send in a front man with a black face in Barack Obama to agitate the population, rub salt in their wounds about economic differences, and then use that discontent to take power. So
and by the way, they wrote books admitting that. I mean, it's not like we're just saying this.
No, Obama not only studied this, but he taught this for 10 years. He was an ACORN agitator and organizer. So everything Obama says, whenever he opens his mouth, you have to remember he's a professional agitator. That's his only skill. He doesn't know anything about economics. He doesn't know anything about the Constitution or care about it. He only cares about agitating. So everything he says is intended to agitate and divide America. Unfortunately, as you know, Alex, the mainstream media and then some refused to question Obama about who he was and who his background, who his friends are, who's your real father. Why did you spend 20 years in the shadowy world of American Marxism, and now you're saying you're a nice benevolent centrist? The inability of the media to do its job led us down this path to this point.
Sure, and I used to always think it was exaggerated or made up that he was a secret, radical Muslim or whatever, because I'm not, anti-Islam, I'm anti-radical Islam. But now we learn he is connected through his family in Kenya, laundering the money to overthrow the Egyptian government and put in al-Qaeda light. They're involved putting al-Qaeda in Syria, Libya. I mean, they're so evil.
Well,
they're so evil, I can't even believe it. These are like mega gangsters.
Well, it's a worldview they have, same as the Weather Underground, of world revolution, world agitation, and then using that, the problems and the chaos, to take and maintain power and take away our liberties one after the other. That's why you see in the film, you can see the poster back here, there's Obama waving the American flag in one hand, God bless America, but behind his back, he clearly has an agenda of Marxism and socialism that has nothing to do with American values. Obama has been assaulting the Constitution from the moment he started running for president, from the moment he supported ACORN in Chicago to attack Citibank and force them to change their lending standards, which set the ground for the subprime mortgage crisis.
Yeah, and then all the Democrats made money off of it. The only saving grace here is that there's such mafia criminals stealing stuff that they're not going to want total communism because they want to keep the loot they've stolen. The problem is they're now exempt from their own taxes in most cases, on record. And that's the most dangerous perfect storm there, where they literally are above the law now. What do you think of Joe Biden's son being appointed to head up the state-run gas company groups, connected groups in Ukraine? I mean, this is getting too obvious.
Well, it's not that it's too obvious. It's that if they get away with things along the way, they just push it to the next level. They got away with Fast and Furious, so they could get away with Benghazi. They get away with Benghazi, they get away with the IRS scandal. So there's literally no opposition in the Democrat Party, no opposition in the media. They've crushed the opposition of the Tea Party using the tools of state. So with no opposition, they just do what they want and laugh at us. That's what it's come to.
So what do you predict now? I mean, they have just gang raped the country up one side and down the other, put al-Qaeda in charge of half a dozen countries, are just running around psychopathically shutting down our coal power plants as power prices explode. Obamacare is designed to bankrupt the country. Looks like it's just unbelievable. What happens?
Well, I'm hoping that my movie will lay it all out for everybody. And if we can get millions of people to come see There's No Place Like Utopia this summer, it exposes the entire progressive radical agenda, who these guys are, and it shows that the grassroots of America is completely against all of this nonsense that they peddle every day as public policy. So we're actually opening in Denver in July. We'll be announcing the theater soon. And from there, we're going to try to go nationwide.
Yeah, for those that don't know, it needs to sell out for a week at one theater. Then more theaters will order it, and then over the next few months, it'll go up to hundreds and then thousands of screens. And, again, I'm not getting paid to promote this film. I haven't even seen it yet. I support independent film, and I would just expect he'll give us a good deal on the DVDs as soon as those come out so we can sell them and help fund our operation while getting the truth out about the fact that this is pure evil. From my research, though, they've got communists and socialists mid-level and even high-level that are true believers. But most of them at the top are just hardcore gangster, psychopath control freaks who literally are just using this system as a tool of control.
Well, there's no question that a radical ideology like communism and Marxism attracts the worst, most deviant control freaks there are in the country who could care less about the ideology. They're there for the exploitation. And you see that throughout all of these communist regimes over time. And Obama's is filled with these types of...
Communism is a total hell pit. I mean, it's like begging to be sent to hell.
It's hell on earth. And it's a tragedy that we, the American, regular, average folks, don't really know and understand the history, that when you follow the yellow brick road to a magical person who's going to solve all your problems, when you arrive there, you arrive to hell on earth, not to paradise.
That's it. And, I mean, wow. They really are trying to set up an authoritarian hell pit. And they're hell-bent on doing it. They hate this country. Joel Gilbert, thank you so much. Leanne McAdoo's report, should we ban the word fiesta and all Mexican food? I'm serious. They're talking about basically doing that.
That's the sound of your door being kicked in by an intruder with a single kick. Criminals know that your wooden door frames are weak and your alarm system can't keep them out. That's the sound of the same door now protected by the Door Sentinel. Standard locks, deadbolts, and alarm systems can't prevent forced entry. Harden your door and door jam with a Door Sentinel. Protect your home now at MySafeDoor.com. Go to MySafeDoor.com for a special limited time offer. The Door Sentinel, your home's first line of defense.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
A 30-day GMO-free emergency food supply for only $99 at 30dayfoodsupply.com. You can purchase Oregon Trail Foods' 1-month supply of high-quality, nutritious, and healthy emergency meals. For less than $100, these vegetarian meals are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, and they're packed with oxygen absorbers in Mylar pouches. They're completely free of any artificial flavors and colorings, have a 20-year shelf life, and take up to 70% less space than number 10 cans. They even offer a gluten-free option. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low by buying directly from the producers in Oregon and then passing the savings to you. Purchase a 30-day, 90-serving emergency food supply for only $99 this month, and $10 ships your entire order. Visit the website at 30dayfoodsupply.com or call 541-229-0010. That's 30dayfoodsupply.com, where they make preparedness affordable. 30dayfoodsupply.com.
A chemical spill contaminating the water supply in 9 West Virginia counties.
This year alone, over 300,000 people in West Virginia had their drinking water contaminated.
What are the health effects of having these drugs in our drinking water?
It's forced medical treatment without the consent of residents.
My friends, water filtration is one of the most basic actions you can take to protect you and your family from the harmful toxins and heavy metals in your tap water.
On average, the county says it sprays with the glyphosate at least once a week.
Few filters cut out the glyphosate that is found in water supplies worldwide. Remove pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, hydrofluorosilicic acid, sodium hexafluorosilicate.
Fluoride, it is in tea, it's in coffee, it's in water, it's in bread, it's in toothpaste.
It is our responsibility to protect our families. The establishment's not going to do it. It's time to take action. It's time to filter our water. Visit InfoWarsStore.com and use promo code WATER to get 10% off their entire family of incredible products. Or call toll-free 888-253-3139.
Crashing through the lies and disinformation. It's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Every year, colleges across the country hold annual all-you-can-eat taco fiestas. But apparently, that was a little offensive to some this year. So they banned the word fiesta from college campuses. You can't wear sombreros. You can't wear racially insensitive cowboy and Indian costumes and all sorts of things. Have we gone too far? Should we make Fiesta change their name because it is racist and offensive to a handful of people? A lot of college campuses now are having to stop throwing parties that have a cultural theme because people find it offensive. A lot of parties were shut down for Cinco de Mayo, for instance. Why do you think people are offended by tacos, sombreros, tequila?
just people just find a bunch of different like racial things, just like for instance, like you said, the taco shirt or like sombreros and stuff like that. They think like you're making fun of them type things or something like that, you know. So a bunch of people just have different perspectives on things like that.
I don't think it's racist. It's part of someone's culture. It's good to have different.
In different countries, they have American parties. So I don't understand. We don't think it's racist. We think it's kind of cool to see like they want to have our type of culture over there. So for us to be sensitive and to shut down Cinco de Mayo parties, that's going a little too far.
I'm the kind of guy that doesn't really get offended that much, so I think a lot of it's blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
I understand being sensitive to people, but it seems like recently more and more they're getting more nitpicky about what to be offended about. It seems like being offended is the cool thing to be, so.
I don't think so.
No?
I mean, the students wear the...
Yeah, well, they basically say they can't have fiestas because having a fiesta is racist.
I don't think so.
What? Look at this liberated person here. Do you think that I should learn Spanish?
You want Spanish? Oh my God. I'm sorry, I don't know English.
Okay. I feel like we've gotten very politically correct, taking it to the extreme.
Is that politically correct though? Is it? Or is it just being really sensitive like you're saying? Because I mean, we're here in America, we're supposed to be equality of any race. That's what we were built upon, and now it's like no, don't do that. You're too, I don't know.
Yeah, it's supposed to be about embracing other cultures, but now it's like, no, you can't do that because that doesn't represent me. In this particular case at Dartmouth, it was one girl that said she was offended, and the other students were like, why? It's just fun. It's a fiesta. They're not allowed to say the word fiesta.
It just seems like it's all the rage, you know?
Yeah, well, it seems like when you go to college and get a degree, that's the new thing, is to fight for these arbitrary offenses against your culture or this or that. Meanwhile, you know, they're playing white privilege blame games at some colleges, and like me as a white person, I'm not allowed to say anything because they're like, well, that's white privilege.
Yeah,
and
check your privilege. Yeah.
My mom didn't pay for me to go to school, but that's what they're saying, is that I had a privileged life and that I didn't work really hard. Should I be offended?
I would if I was in your situation. I would.
Might as well. If
they were like, you didn't build that.
I tried. It's like I tried my hardest to get to where I am today, and for you to take that away from me, that's horrible. And then for them to say, no, we can do it for you, but you can't say anything bad about us. It's like, where's the equalness? I don't know.
Wow. Do you think it's okay that only white people should be able to have hamburgers?
No.
'Cause we did that.
No, I don't think it's okay. I mean, like myself, you can't tell that I'm mixed. My dad's black and white, and my mom is Mexican. So it's like, I got everything in me.
Well, apparently now America has become the place where we stop celebrating. It's the manila envelope of the world.
Manila envelope, like that.
Yeah. Used it.
Interesting.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
General, what do you think about the FBI saying that there's a terror alert on Monday about a potential Fort Hood situation?
The police are shoving people, shoving Alex, shoving the crowd.
Here we go, folks. I'm being assaulted.
Whether it's the radio show, the